You're listening to 1069 Click FM, live in color.
It is Friday, November 11th, 18th, November 18th. I'll learn to talk one day. I have only eaten a bowl of cereal. I just spent 20 minutes rearranging my living room. Angie is cleaning herself in the most passive-aggressive way possible on her towel. William, Foster, Luke, thank you for being here. And you as well, Kung Fu. This is a special edition of another stupid sports show. I'm just wanting to check in for a quick catch up on sports stuff that I may have missed and a couple questions about that have been rattling around my mind. Plus, I have something important to talk about at the end, and I apologize. It's going to be serious. It might upset some people, and a few of you might unsubscribe if you watch it. So, we're going to save that till the end. Well, if it comforts you, Luke, she is sitting on a generic towel with no team branding on it. The Vikings blanket is currently waiting to go in the washing machine because she puked on it. So, I want to start with the thing that feels like old news, and it's the World Series. So, good on Philly for actually getting to the big dance this time. Bryce Harper seemingly having a career renaissance. Did anyone truly give a shit outside of Houston that the Astros won the World Series? Because this seemed like one of the most blasé white noise in the background World Series seasons that I have ever experienced. And yes, I know that there was probably a lot of focus on it in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia especially, because of the team thing. And maybe by the rivals to, watch and hope for the absolute worst to happen. Yeah. Honestly, it does not take away the stain of that trash can season. But at least they proved, hopefully, unless something pops up in the next couple of years, that they could do it without the cheating. Yeah, Luke and Foster said, kind of pissed off, but yeah, it was just a pretty boring thing. Second up. Yeah, nope, probably nothing ever will. The World Cup. I have thought about this over and over. I actually really enjoy the World Cup. It's fun to see, what the groups are going to be and the possible paths to a championship, and the games are often exciting. It's Qatar. And the fact that they used migrant workers to build the stadium, and by stadium I mean artistic representation of the lips of a vulva that is in the middle of nowhere, that they confiscated the passports of many of those migrant workers and refused to let them leave until their job was done. and a reported 6,500 died during the construction because of poor working conditions. I cannot bring myself to watch any of the games, which sucks, but I'll keep abreast of it. I'll check up on the scores, read recaps, but there won't be any of the World Cup on another stupid sports show. I'm sorry to say. It's just a line I can't cross. No, Rachel, you've walked in on a decent time. I'm just going over all the really bad stuff isn't going to happen until the end. Okay. So far in this football season, nothing makes sense. I'm starting to hear the mutterings again about Detroit sneaking in as a wild card. I don't think it's going to happen. However, I think there is a chance, albeit remote, that Detroit could pull out a win in at least one of these two games that they have coming up this week. Whether it's against New York or Buffalo. New York, for as well as they're being coached, they still are a team with no receivers. And it would not surprise me if Dan Campbell's strategy is to force Daniel Jones to beat the Lions with his arm. I know it's not impossible, but I think that might be the only way that we have a chance. In the second Thanksgiving Day, I am concerned for Buffalo fans. Simply because Josh Allen is playing through that UCL injury. And from what we saw, welcome Pizzle, with how the broken thumb has been affecting Aaron Rodgers' throwing, and we've seen all the terrible throws that he's made, and the fact that he admitted fully to somebody that it was broken, he's playing with it broken. I am afeared that the very same thing is going on with Josh Allen and his UCL. And if they continue to put him out there and put him through the physical stress of the game and put him in a position where it could be injured worse, I think bad things could happen for Buffalo. I don't think they could. I think there's a chance if they continue to make Josh Allen play out that injury that they don't even make the playoffs. Once again, sucks, but you gotta keep those players healthy in some way. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to contribute. We're still missing the contributions of Amon-Ra St. Brown, but at least we're letting him heal and giving the other receivers, from the practice squad, Kennedy and Raymond, a chance to slide in. Yeah. I still think they have a very good shot at it, but I think the AFC East title is now definitely in trouble now the Dolphins have gotten their shit together. And I think the Dolphins have a chance at the East. Yeah, I do. And you all may feel free to correct me, give me your reasons why, but just from what I've seen over the past few weeks, Tua getting back into the groove after the whole concussion nonsense, and Miami getting off some wins, Buffalo having to struggle. That game against Minnesota, I think that was a big wake-up call for a lot of people. Not only for the fact that the Vikings may actually be doing decent this year, but also that not everything is steady up in the Great White North. Yeah, Foster, and of course A. Pizzle thinks that the Dolphins have a chance at the East. Miami, I think they got a shot. Tennessee, last night. Yeah. I'm not putting too much stock into this game because, as good as the Packers defense is, they were more let down by their offense and got worn out by spending so much time on the field, which fit precisely into the Titans' game plan, so it was almost a dream matchup for them. And though I do enjoy the fact that Christian Watson is finally, getting his act together on the field, all those touchdown passes, some great grabs, and other people stepping up, Rudy Ford, Keyshawn Nixon, becoming a solid returner. I don't think this says a great deal for the Titans. They're still a good team and they're still leading the AFC South. But seeing how the Packers have done this season, I think we need to view them against a couple tougher opponents. And they might need to surprise us a few times. Oh, both the cats are in here now. This could get fun. Yes, R.I.P. Christian Watson. Hello, Christian Watson. I have had the biggest dickest scene from Life of Brian going through my head the entire day because of damn Christian Watson. I have a very great friend in Rome called Biggest Dickus. Oh yeah, Cincy is going to be a good test next week for the Titans, absolutely. And I am excited to see how that turns out. Okay, next thing that is on my brain, and I know not a lot of you are paying attention to this, but hockey is back. And I was not aware that Tuukka Rask, the longtime Bruins goaltender, had retired at the end of the season last year. They have a new guy in there, and so far the Bruins are off to a 10-0 start. Now, I'm not saying this is an automatic, Stanley Cup for them, but that is impressive, for what was considered to be an aging core, and then you get a new goaltender in there. That usually can spell disaster for a team. Yeah, if they win their next game on Saturday, they will break the NFL record for going undefeated at the start of a season. And they are putting up the stats that I got from Tim. They're putting up some good stats in the as far as goals and penalty killing and all those important things. So yeah, we could have the Boston sports fans inflicted upon us once again during this upcoming year. And that might be the scariest thing of all. Yeah, it was Monty knocking shit over. Yeah, I think they're 10-0 at home. And they'll be winning and this Saturday they can get to 11-0 at home. Hello, Ron. Glad to see you could make it. Oh. And the CFL Grey Cup is happening this week. I wish I could say more about it, but I wasn't paying attention to the season even a bit. So I've got nothing to say about that. Luke, please fill me in. Are the Bucks back? Are they for real this time? And is LeBron and the Lakers going to get their act together? If anybody can comment about that. No, it's not Kirsten Watts. God damn it, Foster. God damn it. Oh, I wish I had some super chill cream soda, but I do not. So, unfortunately, we will have to go to our backup beverage, which apparently doesn't include all of my cups. Oh boy. That can't be good. Bad sign when start losing track of everything. Oh, Sean is even in here, that too. Yeah, been a small injury crisis last few weeks, but we're in for real in a couple weeks when everyone is back. Is Middleton okay? Because I know he is a secret weapon that not a lot of people talk about for the Bucks, but he's kind of I'm not sure if I could accurately say the Pippin to Giannis's Jordan, but he does a lot of the he does a lot more of like the basic all around and getting shots off when people least expect it game that I think really is a great balance to Giannis's power and skill. Middleton has been out all season but should be back soon. Yeah, if I remember correctly, that was a big reason why the Bucks didn't go far in the playoffs last year, was because of the injury to Chris Middleton. Oh my goodness, even Ishii is here. Director of the game. Okay. That is a way to put it that I have not heard before. Then again, I've never really followed basketball that closely. I'm more of a casual observer when it comes to that. Awesome. Well, you're just in time, Ishii, for a quick sponsorship from Legal Decaffeinated, the Mexican instant decaffeinated coffee, 99.4% guaranteed to not contain methamphetamines or copium, but a whole shitload of fentanyl. Someday that cease and desist is going to come in and the good times will be over. All right. College football. This season I have watched more college football than I have in the past 10, 15 years. I say good on the Jayhawks for getting their act together. Finally, Alabama has been taken down a peg or two. Michigan is still apparently in the thick of things. Illinois is defying expectations, but then again, they also do play in a weak part of the Big Ten Conference. And I just don't have a good eye on who the best teams are at the moment. Oh yeah, no, they both got their positives. And Foster is hoping for TCU or either Michigan or Ohio State to lose. Oh, we're going to all sorts of topics. We've already covered a little bit of the Giants, QB injury problems for the Packers and the Bills. Nobody cares about the Astros, even though they won the World Series. Somehow the Boston Bruins are off to a white-hot start, which, you know, with a new goaltender and an aging core, it's kind of incredible. And college football is a hot mess, and teams that weren't expected to or are not liked just for the fact that they got into the top of the standings. For example, TCU. Top 5 are currently Georgia's 1, Ohio State's 2, Michigan is 3, TCU is 4, Tennessee is 5. Yeah. And definite kudos to Tennessee for their program getting back on track. I don't think they'd really done anything since the days of Peyton Manning being there, because Eli was at one of the weird name schools in either Mississippi or Alabama, I think. I don't know where. Even LSU aren't out of contention. Damn. Yeah. No, they're pretty good. They're pretty good, Tom. You know, just considering the deficiencies on both sides, I think it's more of a self-inflicted wound loss for the Packers because of their offensive troubles. You know, Tennessee just played a solid game and did what they needed to do. Eli went to Ole Miss. That's why I couldn't pinpoint it. Ole Miss. Yeah. I think Ole Miss was going pretty good, you know, for the first part of the season. I thought they were going to be in the conversation for a while. Tennessee is good, 7-3. Hey, glad to have them back. A little more variety in the teams. What happens if the Bills accidentally leave the lights on in Ford Field? They'll probably just keep them on, because usually those powerful lights, they have to let them warm up for like an hour, and it would maybe they'll have like a lock-in, like a sleepover. They'll just invite all of Detroit to hang out and party, put up some Smash Brothers on the Jumbotron, you know, hold a rave in the middle of the field. The lights deter Kirk Cousins? I don't know. I kind of imagine that Kirk Cousins would be like a moth. He'd be drawn to it and just keep running into the window every time. Now remember, folks, when you don't know how to pronounce something, until you do, and you know it for sure, just pronounce it lampshade. Yeah, Tom, just in case you're wondering, I watched that game last night. I saw everything. I saw the penalties that didn't get called on the Packers. I saw some of those just ugly throws, but also some really great plays as well. Welcome, Kip. I'm glad you could make it. Lampshade St. Brown saves us and saves all the world. Indeed. Yeah, and Derrick Henry had a passing touchdown as well as a rushing touchdown. So, you know, fantastic game for him, and he sold that run really well. All right, let me see if there's anything else in the rundown that I am forgetting about. Yeah, Derrick Henry for QB1. Well, maybe QB2. I gotta imagine they would prefer him over Malik Willis at this point. No, that surprised me too. I think the Packers were actually counting on the fact that Tennessee is considered to have one of the worst offenses in the game, that they could just stuff Henry, which they did for the majority of the game. He didn't get over 100 yards, and make Tannehill win with his arm, and he did. I don't know why the Packers were doing zone instead of letting their good corners and safeties play man. Fire Joe Barry? Hashtag? God, are hashtags even going to become a thing anymore now that Twitter's dying? Yeah. Do you have the receipt, Luke? Because otherwise I don't know if we can take him back. That's the only thing that worries me. Yeah, save the hashtag, save the hashtags. Perfect. Perfect. Time to use ampersands. Oh, we're getting classy. We're getting 18th century classy up in this beat. I don't know how you would do a video as an angle for defensive coordinator, but I imagine it could be a lot of fun. Oh, quick programming note. There's not going to be a poll for next week's college game because due to life and scheduling and other things that I'm doing outside these streams, I need to do a later afternoon or evening game for Saturday. So it will probably be, it's going to be one of those late games. It's just because I've got some stuff to do during the day. Welcome, Sorgi, by the way. Hope you're doing well. And so there won't be a poll for that this week. I do apologize, but I will do my best to make it up to you guys. To all of you. All right. Do what you gotta do, Sorgi. And yeah, I did see that Todd Downing got arrested. Yeah, for the DUI, driving home drunk from the airport, I think is how it worked. Don't worry about it, Logan. Don't worry. We're just hanging out, you know, catching up on all the sports rigmarole that has been going on. Oh, and let's just agree, Bears have found their QB. Now they just need to fix the rest of the team. Drafting defense in April. Let's see if they're starting to build a competent organization now that they're actually developing a QB. Also, I don't think that the Vikings are going to go to the Super Bowl, but it'll be a wonderful story if they do. And Styx has made it. Plane landed at 2. He was booked at like 4:30. He definitely partied in between them. Yeah. Logan, of course, is not worried about the Packers. That's true. I think they still do have a chance of making the wild card. Yeah, being a QB short to only having a QB. That is quite a reverse. Oh, God. Chiefs-Vikings Super Bowl. And, yeah, Perna and Grassi are just in hell the entire time. And each one is rooting for the other team. Perna is rooting hard for the Vikings, and Grassi is pulling for the Chiefs. So, yes, Rachel, that is your cue to send some Chiefs paraphernalia to Tom just so he can have something to wear. You did not hear it from me. All right, anything else sports related? Because a lot goes on, and I know that I had to miss a lot of things. It's difficult to pay attention. After streaming tomorrow, having friends over, so getting rid of boxes and putting up posters and pennants tonight. Cool. Hey, nothing wrong with decorating for a special occasion. Rodgers admitted not being on top of his game because he didn't get too much practice time with the short week. You know what? I'm willing to accept that. Honestly, that is a frequent problem with the Thursday games. There's very little rest, you know, even less time to prepare than they usually have. Kip still wants the Giants-Jets Super Bowl. Oh boy, that could, and it'd be hilarious. Nobody outside of New York would care, but I would love it. And Justin Jefferson allegedly has a toe injury. Could be serious. Ooh. Yeah, wide receiver and toe injuries. Oh, the Bruce and Springsteen videos would be immaculate, Sean. I would love it. Sorry, declares Packers fans, we're not making the playoffs. Eagles, Vikings, Dolphins, all losses. Lions, Bears, Rams, all wins. 7-10 finish. All right, Ishii. Hope the rest of the day is not too terrible for you. True North, welcome to the stream. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't object too much to a Geno Smith Super Bowl MVP. Let's catch you up on so far True North on what we've gone over. Detroit's got an outside chance. Stop making quarterbacks played injured. Buffalo and Green Bay looking at you. Uh, Milwaukee will be healthy in a couple of weeks. I will not be doing any of the World Cup because I cannot get over all the workers that got killed in the name of building that stadium in Qatar. I'm sorry, True North. I know you've been pushing the World Cup and I've been thinking it over, but it's a line I just can't cross. I'm still going to keep track of the games. I'm just not going to watch them. Well, True North does say that it is time to sit Rogers so he can heal his broken thumb. Yeah. Like, I have never broken a bone. The immense pain that I had from tearing all my ligaments in 7th grade volleyball when I came down straight on my ankle from a spike. If it's anywhere close to that incredible level of pain or even beyond, I have never experienced it and I hope I never do. Ugh. And he is a monster for playing through that. Either that or he just has really good drugs. Yeah, the entire state needs to heal. Logan declares that Love isn't ready. That's the thing. The QBs are never going to be ready if they just sit on the bench and don't get any game time experience. I think I'm in agreement with the idea I heard earlier today in GPS. As soon as the Packers are eliminated, put Rodgers on IR and have Love start the rest of the games. Yeah, and Christian Watson, it's been good to see him develop so that the fan base will stop crapping on him or maybe apologize. Don't think they will, but it'd be nice. And Sean says the Tua winning Super Bowl MVP would be awesome, not gonna lie. Yeah. Oh man, Miami would go absolutely insane if that happened. I can appreciate it. Rachel reports that breaking your foot in multiple places didn't hurt as bad as you thought it would. Okay. Hear, hear. Miami hasn't won the AFC since 1984. I knew it had been a while since they'd really been in the Super Bowl conversation. I think that's the Dan Marino days. Is it the Dan Marino days? But, yeah, I don't think they've really been in the talks for the East in at least 20, 30 years. So, all right. Are there any other major topics that we could cover as far as sports stuff that I may have missed or interesting like stuff that you want to bring up and talk about? Because I'm willing to take it in and learn a little bit more. You know, I don't call myself the least knowledgeable sports YouTuber on this site for nothing. Ah, 73 was their last Super Bowl win, and the 72 Dolphins were the perfect season, right? Oh, Logan. Logan and the Packers fans are turning on each other, saying they've gone soft and become faithless. The Lions don't need me at QB. I have weak knees from 7 years of biking around Chicago and doing full-time dog walking. I would not survive practice, and my arm is a noodle. I appreciate the compliment, Kip, that you think I could do a better job at QB than Jared Goff, but I am going to let Goff, keep doing his thing. I don't think that like I said, I don't think he's the long-term solution, but he's doing well enough for now. That's the thing. I think that the Packers have gotten a start on receivers. Christian Watson has improved. I think Romeo Doubs was doing great right out of the gate until our field killed him. And Sorgi even wants to cut Bakhtiari. Fuck the cap hit. Damn. You see? Like, I know that the Packers often are brushing up against the cap. You know, they're not as they have to be a little bit more mindful of it because they don't have a rich owner who could just pump cash into the team. So they have to be really considerate. And yeah. No matter how badly these players that have performed well for the Packers have done, and no, how badly these players are doing right now, with Bakhtiari being in and out because of the nagging injury, and Rodgers with his broken thumb, all the off-field distractions, whatnot. Goff just needs to not lose the game for you guys to be considered successful in Detroit. Exactly, Sticks. Thank you, True North. I appreciate that. Yeah. I know Luke's opinion that this is a bad team. Yeah, Packers Civil War on a Lions channel. Who would have thought? I don't even think of myself as a Lions channel, really, because I try to enjoy all the games. And I'm just breaking through for Detroit, New York, and going to be streaming that in an extremely legal way, because all the stuff that's going over the air to my TV, I kind of don't care about. Or other people are streaming them, and I think they can do it just as well, if not better. So Sean was saying in August that Seattle would get 2 wins at best. Look at me now. And, yeah. Nobody saw this coming for the Seattle Seahawks, did they? Everybody, thought, Geno Smith was a meme, but we did not know that he was going to be that kind of meme. They wrote him off, but he ain't right back. No, that's okay, Foster. That's okay. I've already got it planned out. I've already got it scoped out. I know what I'm going to do, and it will all be perfectly legal. Yeah, honestly, the real victory, I think, Sean, will be if Geno Smith gets more MVP votes than Russell Wilson. And he only needs one, I think, to get more MVP votes this season. Sorry, Broncos fans. All right. I think it might be about time to go into the thing I wanted to talk about. And like I said, this subject is probably going to upset some people. May piss some of you off, may cause some of you to unsubscribe. But it's something that I've had on my mind for a good week now, and I need to talk about it just so we can all be kind of on the same page for this channel. Now, we know that online chats and comment sections are, wretched hives of scum and villainy. And you never find anything good in them because they get overrun by horrible people saying horrible things and just trying to ruin the experience for everybody. And during my time modding for Grassi, I have seen a lot of people get really vicious. Not only towards me, but towards the people in the channel and the other fans in the channel. Welcome, Holly. And just anybody who they can make a target. So, the thing that bothers me the most is how a lot of it seems to fit a general pattern. And I'll give you an example of it. These were two that this is one that appeared today in the chat. Somebody saying, I knew a kid from Bandcamp who didn't subscribe to this channel, so I stuck a flute up his ass. People saying, oh, we really fucked him good, no matter how they tried. And that kind of language ends up appearing in comments over and over. And there's echoes in it in the team nicknames people give to each other. The Vi Queens, the Cowgirls, the Fudge Packers. And all of them are implying, not only non-consensual assaults, but also that there is nothing worse in these people's eyes than being female, than being gay, than being considered weak in any way. As it happens, I'm one of those people who has a problem with people abusing their power, whether it's in an actual real position or whether it's taking advantage of, things they are allowed to do in society just because of who they are. I live in an area where I can pass very well because of my skin and my beard as, just an ordinary citizen about in a more rural city. But as somebody who has been taken advantage of, who has been hurt by people in power, by both men and women, strength and weakness are not exclusive to one gender, to one sexuality, to one group. It is a very personal thing that one has to develop. Needless to say, I'm not going to go through the laundry list because this is not a, misery circle jerk, but I know my own strength. I understand my own strength, and honestly, part of it is why I'm saying it right now, that I do not want that kind of talk on this channel. I don't want the casual sexism. I don't want the rape assault references. And yes, I know that the Vi Queens and the Fudge Packers and Cowgirls are all of those things are like standard insult comebacks that people throw as casually as they'll throw a paper into the waste paper basket. But the language matters. Whenever I tell people about these shows, I usually insist on telling them, oh, but the community's really good. And it's someplace you will be welcome. And when I see people writing those things in chat, I get upset because I stood up for them. And I tried to put them forward in the best possible light to people who might not normally be into sports, and then they make me regret it. Yeah. The 9 and Hitler jokes, they don't do well either. And yeah, even if you say you are kidding, I am here to tell you that the joke racism, the joke misogyny, the joke Nazi shit, it's indistinguishable from the real misogyny, the real homophobia, the real racism, the real Nazi shit. You can't tell those apart on the internet. Our words matter. Yeah. A fun fact about the Cowboys' name. Cowboys was a slur back in the Old West. The white folks were called the cowhands, and the black folks were called cowboys because they needed to be reminded of their place. The attitudes carrying over from the South and the plantations. But once they started shooting better, riding better, and just being all around more awesome, then suddenly being a cowboy was a cool thing to be. I know it's not the exact same thing, but I can hear echoes of that every time the Cowgirls comes up. Yeah. As Kurt Vonnegut would have said it. And is the thing that I've tried to live as best I can by in doing all of this. We are who we pretend to be. So we must be very careful about who we pretend to be. And I do not mean that you should give up on your team or stop watching sports. I just want you all to remember that the words matter. The words have meanings. They have history. They have emotions attached to them that you may not be familiar with because you've never experienced them. And making that mistake is okay as long as you understand and get better about it. I will say that I will not ban anybody for, saying those things. That's a mod decision. But it will make me less likely to pay attention to anything that person has to say at the moment. And if it continues in the name of free speech, or to prove a point that you can say it and nobody's going to stop you, then I'm totally fine ignoring anybody who does it in chat and just never addressing them again. Because I have lived too long with that bullshit around me to tolerate it. And especially with a group of decent people like we have gathered together in this chat. I know we can be better. I believe we can be better. And I have read all of your chats, and yes, I'm glad that we're pretty much on the same page. Yeah, that's it. I've run through all the conversation. We've talked sports. I am still doing Bedlam tomorrow night, OK versus OK State. I'll be doing Detroit, New York at noon on Sunday. Another stupid streaming show on Monday. Still taking requests. I've gotten yours in, Logan. And I am very pleased with what you handed me. And I encourage all of you to throw in some requests too. If Twitter dies, we'll just start doing them here on YouTube. Screw it. Oh, folks, all of you. Yeah, Andy, it's okay. You can just replay it to see the bullshit that I was going on about at the end. Well, it's important bullshit. But, yeah, you understand. It's the end of this special Let's Talk edition of another stupid sports show here on 106.9 Click FM. I hope you all enjoy your upcoming weekends. Thanksgiving break. Thank you for being here. My name is Jim B. And good night, Milwaukee. Wherever you are.